All right, so today it's day 8 of 15 days of foundation. This is where I try out a new foundation every single day for 15 days. We are halfway through, which is wild. Today I wanted to try out one that has been going around Instagram. You guys have probably seen the video. They're doing a killer job marketing this foundation, let me just say, because that video freaking pops up everywhere, and I've had so many of you guys DM me that video. I will insert it in right here if you don't know what I'm talking about. But this is the Makiage Woke Up Like This Flawless Base Foundation. Makeup in Arabic is Makiage, so I'm not sure if their founder or someone speaks Arabic and that's why it's called this, but I appreciated that. This retails for $44. You get 1 fluid ounce of product, so it is priced as a higher end foundation. It's definitely not cheap. You get a glass bottle and it does come with a pump. It says it has a lightweight texture, buildable medium to high coverage, and a natural matte finish. It also has vitamin E and hyaluronic acid for hydration, which is great. I have dry skin. And it also is cruelty free. So this foundation launch I think kind of blew up for a few different reasons. One, they're doing a shit ton of paid advertisement on Instagram. Like I said, that video is everywhere. But 2, this comes in 50 shades, which for a new brand and a new foundation, this just goes to show that you can launch a product with 50 shades. The third thing that's kind of like buzzing about this product is that you can try it for free for 14 days. Now, I read about that whole situation, and basically they just don't charge your card for 14 days. So you still put in your payment information and everything. If you don't like it or whatever, within 14 days, you return it and you do pay for the shipping costs, but they just won't charge your card for 14 days. I obviously ended up keeping them, so I haven't tried their whole return 14-day thing, so I can't speak for that, but that is what they claim. And then the other thing is their foundation quiz. It's supposed to like shade match you correctly to the right shade. Now, I felt like it was more them gathering information for their own research purposes than doing anything for the consumer. I did take their quiz. It was very lengthy. It says it takes, I think, 60 or 90 seconds in the Instagram video. It is a very lengthy quiz just about kind of your own routine and what you look for in foundation. So I feel like they're using that information to develop products, which is fine, but it just is less of like a foundation matching quiz and more of let me learn about our consumers kind of quiz. The very last question is the only one about shade, and you basically just put in your shade from a list of foundations that you currently wear, and then they're supposed to give you the correct foundation shade. Of course, first you have to insert your email. So I actually have 3 shades here just to be safe. I have the shade 10, 15, and 20. I don't have the lightest shade 5, which I kind of wish I got just so I could see how it compares to these ones. I wish they would have like sample options of the shades just so you could see, since they do have so many shades. So I'm going to insert swatches here of these 3 shades compared to some other foundations so you can see how they line up. Alright, so swatch time. The first 3 are the Il Makiage Woke Up Like This foundation. So this one's in the shade 10, 15, and 20. Next over is the L'Oreal Fresh Wear New Foundation that I reviewed in day 2. This is in the lightest shade 400. Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation in 110. CYO Life Proof in 101. And Dermacol 208. So if you're excited for day 8 of 15 days of foundation and you enjoy while you're watching, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I hope you guys have been liking the series so far. If you're new here, you can join the Bayrito family and subscribe. I'm uploading every single day, 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's when a new one goes out. This is a part of a charity project I work on with Project Beauty Share, so I'm gonna have all the info down below, but you can help us raise $25,000. Don't forget to vote 1 time a day. I'm gonna pin a comment with what we are currently at so you guys can see. All right, it is 8:13 a.m. on a Sunday right now, and I'm feeling like I need about 18,000 more cups of coffee right now. So you guys will have already seen swatches. I haven't done them yet, so I'm not sure which shade I'm going to be. From the bottle, it's looking like undertone-wise, definitely 10 or 20. 15, just in the bottle, looks quite yellow. So I'm just going to do some like cheek swatches of those so I can decide which one to go in with today. Okay, so here is 20. Coming in 2019, and here is 10. Okay, so I think I'm going to be closer to 20. The undertone of 10 looks the best, but I think that's going to be too light. This one looks like super yellow undertone, number 15, so I'm definitely not that one. So we're going to start out with my Sigma F80 on the side of my face. This is shade 20. It's supposed to be medium to full buildable coverage. Feels very lightweight, like it feels like it's just kind of gliding over my skin. Easy to blend, does have a fragrance. Yeah, it smells like a perfume. I think 2019 needs to be the year that we stop putting fragrance in foundation. Sitting on my skin really beautifully. It has like a satin finish. It looks very just natural. It is a bit dark, that shade. You can see the line right here. So I think I'm gonna, when I build this up, I think I'm gonna try and add in a little bit of 10 over top, maybe just to see. Should I mix it in? I love how lightweight this feels. This one between my eyebrows is separating a little bit, so I am going to need to smooth it out with my sponge. I'm going to go in first with my sponge on the other side of my face on my forehead just to do that. Looks good on my forehead up here. On my more like textured area right between my eyebrows, it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like the absolute best, but it definitely doesn't look bad. I'm gonna try sponge on the rest of my face down here. Right now I would say we're getting medium coverage. It's giving me coverage, but it's not covering my freckles, and I can still see some stuff coming through over here, so it's not like full coverage. With both a brush and a sponge, the finish looks about the same. It looks really nice and natural on both sides, but I did get a little bit more coverage on the brush side, so I would probably just use a brush with this one for that reason. So I'm just going to go in. I still have some product. I'm going to try and build this up, see if it's buildable. And I'm also going to just spread that over here since I got a lot. It doesn't build to opaque full coverage, but it does build to, I would say, like a low full coverage. I don't love how it's looking right there. But let's see if we can just kind of like smooth it over. Yeah, it's just looking like a little bit dry right here, right between my eyebrows. And then a tiny, tiny bit around my nose, like very tiny, but overall it's looking really nice. So right now it's 8:25. We're just gonna color check in time 8:30. And let's see how this is feeling to the touch. Whoa, that was like a intense. It feels almost like velvety to me. Like it doesn't feel like matte, but it feels very soft. This one to me feels like if I went in to blend bronzer and stuff off on top right now, it might kind of like slip around. So I might set just this area and my temples with a powder, but I'm just gonna let it chill for a few minutes to see if it kind of dries down more so I don't have to do that. I'll check in with you guys in a few minutes after I have the rest of my makeup on and I've had lots more caffeine and I'm hopefully more alive. Okay, so it's now 8:55. My wings got so intense today because I tried out a different eyeliner. I'll tell you when I get to what I put on my face part of this, but here's what the foundation's looking like right now. So I did have to powder. I don't know if I had to powder. I felt like I needed to powder just, you know, my usual parts. I'd never powder my whole face, but I did feel like I needed to powder because it felt almost like I said, it was a little bit velvety and soft feeling, but I just felt like it was gonna kind of slip around if I went to blend stuff on top of it. So I did just do that part of my face just so I could blend stuff. The only thing I'm noticing right now is that it's starting to look pretty creasy around this area, and also on my pores it looks pretty heavy. Like I can just really see my pores right now. So with this one I would use a pore filling primer, maybe the Tatcha one too, to help out with some of that creasing. But everywhere else it's looking pretty nice. I would say this is a satin finish. It's not looking like overly dewy, but there is a little bit of a sheen to it, which is really nice and just looks really flattering on the skin in my opinion. But for the makeup on the rest of my face, I used a little bit of bronzer. Try out this one again. It is very orange. Not a fan of this. This is the Wet n Wild color icon in the shade Ticket to Brazil. I tried this in a New at Ulta video and yeah, it's just quite orange. I'm loving this blush. Also tried this in the New at Ulta video, but this is the blush in a box in the shade Glistening Pink. Super pretty blush. And then for highlight, I use this Pixie Duo. That's a Subtle Sunrise. And this is also just what's on my eyes. And then I just put that bronzer into the crease. I don't have any actual eyeshadows on my eyes. I just use the highlight and the bronzer. I tried out this eyeliner. I think I tried this in the Joa video. I cannot remember, but this is the Joa I'm So Fly liner. And it actually reminds me almost exactly of the Physicians Formula Eye Booster. So I do love how this like glides on and everything. I just got a little carried away. You know, it was one of those eyeliner days. It just kept going. There's no stopping it. Anytime I have a white eyeliner on my waterline, it's the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. This is just the best one I found. It stays on. It looks super white. For lips, I used Kylie Cosmetics 22. I don't even know if they still make this shade anymore, but super pretty, like orangey red. And that is everything. So I'm going to go show you guys what this looks like in natural lighting, and we will do a flash test. All right, here we are in natural lighting. I actually think it's looking a lot better in natural lighting. The finish still looks satin, but it looks a little bit glowier actually, and I am liking it. And the shade actually looks, I think, pretty good out here too. I'm liking the shade. It looks a little bit more pink. So forehead's looking pretty good. So around here is just where I'm starting to get a lot of creasing. You can see the creasing starting to happen But like I said, it's looking a little bit better in natural lighting. My pores aren't looking the best. But let's get a little flash test going. Oh, I think it looks really good in flash. Doesn't look like there's a bounce back. Looks very soft. My hair looks wild in here, but the foundation looks good. So today is Sunday. I'm having a work day though, so I'm just gonna go edit, get some computer stuff done, and I'll see you guys in a few hours. Okay, it's now 1:30. My DoorDash Chipotle delivery is almost here. I'm so excited. How many times during 15 days of foundation am I gonna have ordered Chipotle? Probably like 10. Looking pretty good, looks about the same. Still, my pores and upper lip are just kind of not looking like the best, but overall, I think it looks good. It does look very natural. I feel like the more it's been on my face, I've been kind of like looking at it. Whoa, gonna knock over my light. I think this is gonna be for someone who wants just like a very natural looking foundation that has a little bit of coverage. Like I would say this is solid medium coverage, even built up. I don't know, I can just still see like freckles and stuff coming through, so I wouldn't say this one is for someone who wants like full coverage. So here's up close. I do like how lightweight it looks and feels on my face. Like I said, it feels just like pretty thin, and my face does feel nice and moisturized. It says it has vitamin E and hyaluronic acid in it, so that makes sense. But I will see you guys at the end of the night. Okay, it's now 5:30, so it's been on for 9 hours, and I'm gonna end this check-in here. I'm not feeling the greatest right now. I wore that e.l.f. concealer today, and I don't know what happened, but something like transferred down. It's all like black right here, so we can ignore that. But I haven't been like laying on my face or anything. I've just been on my back. But the foundation looks about the same. The creasing has gotten a little bit worse on my upper lip, and I noticed it more like I was looking in the natural light as the sun was going down, and I could just really see the creasing on my upper lip, so I would need to wear some kind of, you know, primer to help out with that situation, both there and then on the sides too. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. I'm not like totally blown away by any aspect of this, but it does look nice and just natural on the skin. So I think if I can get this situation under control, then I'll like it a lot better overall. If you have more mature skin, probably not the foundation for you, just based on how it's looking on my skin in those areas. But I think some people will really like this one. So I'm gonna keep trying it in different ways with the different primers and everything. Go wash off my face and get back in bed. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.